I'm interested because this game, they've completely changed up like how they're drafting on Stark's end due to
10 seconds
what
remaining.
Prius did last game with the Beastmaster, and they also took out the Void.
5 seconds
I'm
remaining.
guessing for a similar reason, and that like Chen in the pool,
Reserve time.
very standard first pick hero. Suddenly they go with Zeus and Jug to try kind of counterplay it and give themselves like more damage, more sustain in the fights, strong lanes. Not so sure I like both of them this early, just because it gives your opponent so much time to know what they're dealing with. And
I'm
because of
so,
that, they just picked a Viper, who's going to
yeah.
be fine against Zeus.
So when MDL was going on, there was some analysis on the drafts, and a lot
Hope
of
so, right?
teams. Pardon?
Sorry, I tried to make a joke.
Oh, I no, I just didn't hear you. I was anyway.
You'd
No,
hope there was
Radiant
some
team
analysis
yeah,
on it
yeah, yeah.
before,
No,
didn't
no. I mean, sorry. There was an. Let me rephrase. There was analysis on draft order when it comes to supports versus cores, or yeah, basically supports versus cores, and the teams that succeeded all picked up their supports first. Now, it's not a great data sample. There were a lot of games played at MDL, but it wasn't huge. But as you said, they get themselves a Viper on Prius, which deals handily with the Zeus. It deals handily with the Juggernaut. It also is gonna maybe cause problems for the Tidehunter. Of course, this Kraken Shell. Like, it's not easy being the stock heroes against a Viper, and you might not even win mid for sure. So
Coming from someone who's drafted themselves and done the same mistake a plethora of times, it's like,
Radiant team pick.
it, okay, the Zeus can still be played as a support, so that's their only flexibility when they pick that. But Zeus as a support is probably going to be fairly underleveled due to how much you're going to be grouping up and
Dire
depushing, and the
team
hero
ban.
thrives being on top. So you don't really want to do that. So if you pick Zeus in the first stage when they first pick Shen, I think there's nothing wrong with that. But then you want to be pairing it with something that's flexible. Say, for example, you took the Venge, or you took, I don't know, an Earth Spirit.
10
Just
seconds
something that
remaining.
plays multiple, not necessarily
5
just multiple
seconds
roles,
remaining.
but very useful roles, and it doesn't put you into one style of gameplay.
Reserve time.
this is a
But
support Zeus question mark question mark
yeah, yeah. Unless they
because
don't support Tide, which I don't think is a thing
this is
anymore.
like a hella all in draft from stock. Like if your team fights don't work, those ults are on
Radiant
such
team
long
ban.
cooldowns.
And that's kind of the thing, right? Because you picked Zeus Jug first, and then it's like, okay, we're realizing suddenly they have decent heroes against what we have. Fuck, what do we do? And then you just end up with
10
this
seconds
botched
remaining.
looking draft. And I'm not saying it's game over by any means.
5
Like they can
seconds
still win
remaining.
because they have overwhelming team fight at this stage. This is where
Reserve
Prius can
time.
just like suddenly back off and say, there's no catch for an anti-mage at all this game. You have Blink RP into like a Ravage, I suppose, but then you're gonna need a lot of damage and no heroes from Prius to like help him out at all. But say you just went for an anti-mage or something that has a really, really strong split push. Like they banned out the Morphling, but that would have worked as well. Then
Dire
there's no
team pick.
catch. It's a fifth pick hero as well, so Prius have like complete draft control here. Dark are kind of scrambling to make something work.
So as
It
much
might
as
look. Sorry, go on.
oh no, just as much as we say scrambling, this is actually very similar to another lineup stock had done. They did a I don't think they had the Tide, but they had the Magnus and an Enigma, and it was a game where they were like 15,000 net worth behind, and they just
Oh yeah, I
started
10
think I
using
remember that.
seconds
yeah,
remaining.
right. They just started using the RP as a gank tool. Like it
5
Oh
was
yeah,
seconds
yeah, that was the
remaining.
game they nearly lost horribly and then came back
exactly.
really well.
They were so far behind, and then the high ground push
Reserve
was
time.
coming. And I think they even lost a Rax. And they just went around every time the RP was on cooldown. They picked off one person, and they managed to fight their way back into the game. Now you can argue that there were definitely mistakes from the other team, but it might just be a case of Stark is like, hey, we're comfortable with these heroes, let's do it again. But right now I agree with you. I'm liking Prius's lineup a whole lot more.
It just feels more orderly, right? Because no matter what five heroes come out from both these teams,
Radiant
there's a
team pick.
chance for both these teams to win the game because Dota is not about what heroes you have, it's about how you play. It's just that once you hit a certain level, how you play is suddenly not so different. It's more about what your strategy is. But there's still room to outplay people. And you see it at tier 1 as well as like the slightly lower tiers. The Ursa, not sure I like that from Prius, because it's fighting into what Stark have. Okay, you don't really care about the reduced damage from Tide, but you are a melee hero walking into all of the Zeus stuff that's just getting dropped in a team fight. You're walking into Ravage, Fiend's Grip,
It's
and it
not.
doesn't give you the way to like straight up end the game either. It's not like you're a
Prepare
superior
for
late
battle.
game hero by any stretch. The Viper's the carry, if anything, here. Ursa's like very strong tempo early game because he just wins you team fights. But he doesn't break high ground, and because he doesn't break high ground, they're completely relying on this Rasta to, drop Ags wards and Chen creeps to go hit the tower, and that's how they end the game. That's kind of how Stark stay in the game, is when you can't hit buildings and their ults just repel you again and again and again.
I still think that
But
there's a good shot for the lineup of Prius. I mean, they just need to maybe pick up, Drums Aquila on the Viper, whatever he's into. They have a very good lineup for grouping up. And if the Ursa gets a blink, blinking forwards and taking one hero out of the fight before the push.
30 seconds to battle.
yeah, I still like what they have. It's just if the lanes, for whatever reason, go slightly worse than they anticipate, which they're planning to win 2 lanes regardless, because the Chen's gonna really help out mid. The Mag can't really contest a Viper regardless. Clock's gonna get something on the offlane, so you can't really count it as a win. Maybe if he steals his bounty rune, it's like auto win already.
The battle
Yeah, we'll
begins.
see. There's a lot of members of Prius here, and ML Whisper already taking a lot of damage. Goes for the spin away. The auto attacks are coming out, though. Will they be enough? Yes, it will. Shadow Shaman get him himself some first blood action.
Yeah, that's really smart from them. They secured only the one, unfortunately, but they definitely put themselves in position to get 2 there.
And now we have Trixie. He's trying to steal this creep wave, trying to make sure that he gets the wave exactly where he wants it. Taking quite a bit of Fury Swipes damage, though, for his troubles. Now this mid
On the
matchup,
upside. Sorry, go on.
like, how does a Magnus do much against a Viper?
You crow and you aggro creeps and hit them under your tower when the Viper's hitting creeps under his tower, and you hope to God that he doesn't, like, stop that from happening. Yeah, it's nightmare matchup. The Viper's probably not gonna kill you unless you get really greedy, but the amount of farm you're getting is basically, like, equivalent to an off lane. But at least you're getting your levels, and that's kind of what he needs this game.
Now you were gonna say about the bottom lane matchup.
It's just like Ursa's actually fairly good at last hitting under tower because you can always guarantee the creep with Fury Swipe damage. If you just hit it once, you can always get the melee creeps.
And the Tidehunter doesn't feel like his Anchor Smash is as painful against an Ursa as it would be against someone like the Spectre.
But saying that, he has 3 CS. He's missed like 6. Like, this pull from Tide has really like gimped all of Ursa's farm.
That maybe
Really,
they're waking
really-
up too.
I mean, this shouldn't happen, but it's really good for Stark that it does.
Yeah.
Trixie shouldn't be having an easy lane here, but suddenly, like, just that one move denied like 6 or 7 CS to Ursa, which is insane.
Yeah, it's... Albeit Trixie, it's hard for him to get too much out of the lane. He's only got 2 CS. He is going to get probably level 3.5 from all these creeps coming in, so that's something nice. And in mid, Magnus, poor Nymphy, having a really tough time up against this Viper.
Dire's bottom tower is under
At least the
attack.
Viper's going for the rune though, so there's some spare time for Mag to get 1 or 2 CS. You otherwise wouldn't be getting, because Vipers normally never go for runes.
And
I'm kind of
Trixie...
surprised he took Empower as well, because they could actually have some like kill potential if the Bane came over. Despite the fact there's like really good ward dropped, there is potential for the kill with like skewering him into a tower.
It feels like you might be more worried as well. I'm surprised the skewer didn't come out because, as you said, it does feel like, even the Chen is super able to gank that lane, and skewer can secure your freedom.
Now has his boots as well, so even harder time for the mag. So his is coming out as well, so even though Viper's obviously gonna have the move speed advantage as soon as you get slowed, it's no longer like he can chase you after skewer. Maybe he doesn't need to if this Rasta comes in.
Tidehunter poking around on the bottom lane. He's managed to hit that level 4. We've also got Zenigata, way out of position, but the skewer already on cooldown. The shockwave up in 4 seconds. They have a ward there as well, so they should be able to see Zenigata. The Zeus bolt misses though. The skewer coming out. The fairy fire has been eaten. There is no way to get this kill for Nemphy, so he has just spent a long time going for it. And Viper actually up on the high ground.
So much space. Uses a smoke, draws 1 TP, wastes like, I don't know, 30 seconds of Mag's time, who's already having a hard lane, not wanting to miss anything. At least he gets the rune, so it could be worse.
Yeah, but it could be worse. Doesn't make you feel a whole heap better, right?
No, and now this Viper's getting a bloody haste rune, so yeah.
Someone's dead.
Rip
Yeah.
your fun. Now, I don't think he'll die as long as he just doesn't skewer the Viper with him.
Yeah. He's gonna get away, and on top, they did push the Clockwork out of lane, but unfortunately unable to secure the kill. Bane is still only level 2 when we take a look around. A lot of supports. Actually, the Clockwork also only level 2. That's pretty dang good for stock. He just hits 3.
He should be able to get his levels as the lane kind of progresses a bit more, though. You can always go back to the cog blocking, which some people are very reluctant to do, I feel.
Yeah, and they were super deep on the bottom lane. They're going to pick off Trixie there using that shackle, and now go for a tower push. Chen has a couple of centaurs, and other than Zeus zapping around, actually Zeus bringing Gadrox pretty low. He does have level 6. Yeah, and he finally skills up in rage.
He selfs up as well, so they're pretty good to go hit this tower. But they're kind of getting greedy and they want the kills instead.
Yeah, Gadrox isn't farming creeps so much because, as you said, being a bit greedy, in position to get a kill. If they get both of them, it's of course worth it, but not sure whether with just the disables from the Shadow Shaman. Gadrox coming in, he does use the ground pound. Boogie gonna just turn around and try to fight him, but Boogie's already down to 1 more hit away, and Rage is out, and greed pays off.
Yep, and there's no Gush to draw the aggro from the creeps either, so maybe Trixie feel confident, just never mind, he does. Because they're sending the Shaman back to base. They don't get the tower, but they still get a kill. Like gold in the bank waiting to be collected, pretty much.
I mean, they might get the tower still. It's not the
Not right now,
hardest.
but soon, yeah.
Yeah, the Chen just needs to go refresh some of his creeps.
Tower is under attack.
In the meantime, Clockwork has also managed to hit level 4. Done a good job of catching up, although Trixie should have the ult first, and now Mastermind coming in. Somebody's going down. He catches both of them in the cogs. Goodbye, Bane. There's the Nightmare coming out, so Bane's still able to walk away a little bit, but now it is Whisper in a lot of trouble. Shadow Shaman just has the zap, could get the easy kill onto Valix, and ML Whisper does make it away.
Radiant's middle tower.
That
is under
DD rune
attack.
just chunks everybody at this stage. Really nice cogs though, from the core.
Oh, Trixie doesn't manage to get away. Tries to use the Anchor Smash. And now Boogie also in a lot of trouble. They've got an Earth Shock coming out soon. There's going to be a skewer away on Gadrox, and they finally take out this Ursa raid boss.
So in the end, it's not a bad trade losing the tide for the Ursa. Rather not be losing the tide because I think he wants as much experience as he can get, but now the Ursa's dead, he's going to secure his 6th bottom. Zeus is also found his Arcanes at level 5, so the support Zeus is nowhere near as gimped as I thought he would be. They're actually getting a decent amount from him. And he's also maxing the arc, so he's going to be maximum D-push potential. Which I actually really like the idea of.
It's something we don't see as often, but of course heroes that have ways of pulling creeps off the tower, like Clockwork, like the Gush, like the Arc Lightning, really help when you're faced up against a super push lineup. Yeah, the wards in this case and Chen creeps can all still hit. Oh, I missed that one. But you're not going to be taking nearly as much damage to the tower if the creeps are off of it.
It was really nice from the Chen. As soon as Trixie went for the Ravish animation, he gets sent off Stomp. And I kind of was thinking he didn't want to Ravage there anyway, even if he died, because The 3-minute cooldown pretty much. Don't want to just be giving that a save yourself and maybe giving away 1 or 2 towers.
Oh, they're gonna throw out a shockwave. Zeus has pulled a lot of the creeps off.
Oh, they're not even getting it.
Yeah, I mean, there's good deep push spam coming out, but while they're protecting that bottom tower, it does mean Mastermind has time to work in on mid. They are fighting battles on all fronts for stock.
Yeah, this is where Pries are just kind of drawing them around really well. But the Jug is still like farming really well, so if he make use of this space, and he's gonna probably clean up a kill here. Or not actually, because this Duke's from Pawn.
Yeah,
He also had the illusion toggle off the sleeve.
He does have the Omni Slash, but of course it's hard into an Ursa who can enrage. ML Whisper taking quite a bit of damage there. And now there is no hope of Omni Slash, although he has a Mango.
Mangoes. Very important stuff to have. And this Magnus is growing some balls of steel. It's not working out in his favor.
He has skewered into a death trap, just going down to supports. That's devastating, and now maybe they're going to lose more. Viper gets the mid tower. Trixie just has to wander away, sadly. No opportunity to use his ult. And it looks like the pings are coming out to push the bottom lane for Pries.
Yeah, they're going to be dodging wherever the Zeus is, I think. He's going to show mid, and it's like they're cute to go bottom. Ward has also done like a lot of work for them. I feel like their engagements would have gone even worse if they didn't have this. There's several times where Stark has just like stunted them getting the tower, and maybe it could have resulted in like Pries getting a bit too cocky, not knowing which heroes are there, maybe even losing a few.
Now the push is coming out. They have RP, they have Ravage. They don't really have a tower left, though, is the problem. And Trixie, unable to get over in time, has no TP to just go for it. And it's looking like this tower is falling without a fuss. Boogie caught out, stunned up by these Centaurs, taking a Hadoken as well. And one more auto attack by the Viper. No, it's the Chen who blows him up with that pure damage. And now, Trixie trying to get something done, but Zenny got it ready with the Sheep. There might also be a Shackle coming out here. No, the Shockwave zones them. Hand of God comes out. And they can keep pushing here on Pries. I'm not sure how Stark take win, do anything here in this team fight.
There's no wards from the rest of those, so it's not the easiest push. Boogie's coming back up on the Zeus. They have the deep push from the Mags, so I think they'll be quite happy with just getting the Zeus, getting the tower, farming the camp, and getting the Chen back to his 3 creeps.
How do you stop the momentum here? Because obviously Pries, they have a lineup which can group together and push. They don't even have 6 on the clockwork and they're getting so much done around the map. Do you just smoke up a Stalk? Do you just try to defend one of these towers with all your ults?
I think you just go for the defense and keep this Jug as farmed as you can. He's trying to get active now, which isn't the worst idea if they can manage to get something from it, but anytime this goes wrong, he's putting his item timings like 2-3 minutes behind what they are in 20-30 minutes. And there's no way he's like solo killing a Chen who's got 4 creeps. Thank you, Omni. They don't see the clock either. But basically, as soon as Rusty gets 6, they're gonna try and brute force as many towers as they can with just like creeps, Viper, and the wards. And that's kind of where Stark have to already have a blink up on one of their initiators, or they have to do some really smart smokes. One of which they can do, the blink's not quite there yet.
We're seeing the catch out by the Shadow Shaman. He just goes for the TP away after... I mean, it's not like Jug could have killed him anyway, unless the Omni Slash was perfect, so... And now the hookshot is up on Clockwork. He's not really got a lot of support nearby, so I think this will amount to nothing. You were saying.
I wonder what the Jug's gonna go with this game. He hasn't bought anything out yet. I wouldn't be surprised if he went Battle Fury, but I kind of feel like that's very much banking on the high ground. And they already have the mag for the cleave as the game goes on, so something like SNY still gives you the fighting potential. And
Trixie has been dying in the bottom lane for what feels like years. He pops the Ravage! He's actually going to get a kill here on the Chen. That's a killing spree. Trixie should still die, but he manages to buy a lot of time, and they've been chasing him for almost 30 seconds. So Trixie making space.
Yeah, I think that's definitely worth the Ravage considering the kill. It's something they otherwise wouldn't be getting. Roche can go down at like any point, even with a Ravage, I feel like. BTS just goes in with 1 or 2 chain creeps to tank.
Yeah, and they even dropped wards for this. I think this, again, is still good for stock. Wards are expended. The next tower isn't going to... I mean, they're either going to wait for the wards or the wards aren't going to be dropped for it. Zeus has to be careful, even though the hook shot's on cooldown. It's coming off soon. So, Rush going to Ursa.
Yeah, and the most important thing is they weren't trying to contest it in a stupid manner. They had both supports kind of lingering around the area, kind of not really accomplishing anything, but the important heroes like the Mag and the Jug constantly pushing out waves, trying to get as much farm as they can. Once Mag gets his blink, it's suddenly a lot harder to just go for a push. It's more on Tide to get his blink, but he's actually going for the mech for a bit more teamfight sustain. So he's just going to hope to have some good RPs from Nymphy and then walk in and follow up with a Ravage.
And they have managed to buy a bit of time, but not nearly enough for this Ravage to be back off of cooldown, and the push is coming. Chen Creeps actually, again, going for the wraparound. I really like this plays, and 2 Hadoken Creeps. Not only does it give the Unholy Aura, the Hadoken is such a powerful spell in what is still pretty much the early game here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower.
Oh yeah, it's still a good chunk of people's health.
Even just the flare.
Stack.
Okay. Oh, yep. They get the hook shot in. Boogie gonna be taking quite a bit of damage here. The Nightmare up on Boogie. Not sure if it was necessary with the Gush. He does walk away. There's a rocket with his name on it. The second rocket. Okay, he should be back in the fountain by this time. But Boogie has to be careful, and this is the high ground push coming in. 15 minutes in. They do have Juggernaut wave cutting, but I don't know how much that matters. They've got the Chen creeps, they've got these creeps inside the base. They don't have a good way of clearing them without Boogie around. Trixie now taking a lot of damage. We're waiting on that Ravage 15 seconds before it, and we still haven't seen an LP. They zap out on Gadrox, but of course he has that Enrage, has that Aegis. Wards are dropped because they're back up after the Roche. Oh, there's gonna be an RP. It manages to hit on 3, but he's already used the skewer. Zeusol comes out. Hand of God a little bit too late. Mastermind taking a lot of damage. Can they actually bring down Gadrox? No, the Enrage saving his life. Trixie gonna get kited out even after getting a really nice Ravage, and I'm not sure that this is enough. They've got heroes back up. Pone still isn't even dead. Can throw in rockets. They've lost the melee. Boogie going down. Mastermind, will they get him? The Chen is trying to save his life, and Mastermind does go down. Trixie taking a lot of damage from the wards. Pone getting low again after regenning back up. And they still have a melee Rax. They need to take out these wards. Somehow stock hold.
Yeah, they'll definitely take that. I think the wards that fight were really, really badly used because they focused the range tracks while like the mag went in and used his RP. And okay, they got the range tracks, but if they had been focusing on heroes, they'd have been like way more scared to be committing there, and you might have got a few more return kills, or you could have just focused entirely on the melee because the wards weren't getting focused. You'd have been able to collect that, so tiny bit of miss micro on his end, I suppose, but again, that's hindsight.
Yeah, they
I
might
don't
not
think
have
they'll be
thought they
able
had
to push it
enough
again though, until they have the wards back up. But it's only 40 seconds.
Either way, still for stock, it's something. They got themselves a bit of gold there. Now, what's scary, of course, is these big ults are on cooldown for a while now, and they have to hope that the next push doesn't come too soon.
By the time wards are up, RP's up, and then you're just buying a few more seconds for the Ravage, so it's kind of on both ends. There's no way Pries are pushing without Serpent wards, unless it's a tier 2 tower.
Stock,
And
on the
that's a
other
really
hand,
big cooldown.
they're attempting to get a push on the Ursa. He does have the Blink Dagger up, goes in, isn't able to quite catch out. That was actually terrifying for the Magnus.
He was fine, his team was there. He needs some levels though, like really badly. The Empower is going to be such a big thing this game. I wouldn't even be surprised if he skips a level of RP to get a level 4 Empower as soon as possible. Something else I wanted to note was like Zeus went for the 3-3-1 build after getting like level 3 arc at level 5. I see no real reason to not get a +6 jump on the 4th level over going for the bolt. Because like that's levels the best level of the skill. It just feels weird that he would do that.
I'm I think that ward may have seen. I'm not sure if that ward saw the smoke up, but they know something's funky on the lineup of Pries. They jump in. They're trying to blow up Trixie. He does have the Ravage at the ready. He's getting healed up by his mech. They've delayed Gadrox murdering their faces, but the rest, the whole Chen creep on me. And Trixie, he gets hookshotted out here. He might not be able to get off his Ravage, and he doesn't have buyback. He goes down. Suddenly, one of their big defensive spells is not there. The wards, maybe a little bit preemptive from Zenigata, but here comes the rest of the team lineup. The wards, what little are left, are still trying to work on it. Hand of God comes out, and they immediately have the Zeus ult as well. But the tower, the racks being worked on, Valix uses the brain sap trying to get rid of some of these creeps, and it doesn't matter that they burnt through the wards. The rest of the Omni is here. RP on 2, skewered backwards. Where's the damage though? An Omni Slash would do nothing here. Fiend's Grip going out onto Zenigata doesn't really help. Omni Slash hitting on so many creeps, and Stalk, they don't have buybacks here. They're losing at least this Rax, maybe a tier 2 up in top. And they get
It's a good
Zeus
thing
with
it's
the
only one, but yeah. I don't know how much worse it can be for them right now. Because like this Chen Ags is so hard for you to deal with when there's like one creep you just can't kill. And the Dragon Creep's probably the best creep as well. Because all your damage is like physical for the fights. In terms of Jug, the Ravage is never mind, the Ravage isn't physical, but like the Anchor Smash, any like right clicks to actually kill the heroes. You can kill the creeps through magic damage, no worries, but Viper doesn't really care that much about magic damage, he's already gone for a hood. Rasta's probably not getting hit by any like magic damage unless he's just dropping the wards in team fights, so the armor is paying off. And you can't walk into the fireball either, like that's 100 damage a second. Basically a macro pyre.
It is a macro pyre in a little spot. There's gonna be a hookshot onto Valix. They immediately blow up that Bane. Ravage does come out from Trixie. The shockwave, a lot of heroes all low. Chen trying to heal everybody up. The skewer from Nemphy catches no one, but the spin from ML Whisper, it's getting some work done. Gadrox again taking a lot of damage. Doesn't have an Aegis this time. Can they bring him down? Chen trying to save his life, and he gets it. Boogie has started the defense though, and now they're forcing heroes back. They might be able to catch out Chen here. Blink up again in 8 seconds. Chen just going for the TP away. Skew it. No, the zap. Even with Skewer on cooldown, they've always got the Zeus lightning bolt.
That was pretty good hold from them. And they have RP for like a potential pick-off as well now. If Prius show one hero, they probably just are gonna get RP'd. They might even be able to get tier 1 off this, depending. Yeah, like the Ursa has no TP, but he's close enough. The Viper's already moving to pick up bottom, so might be a free tier 1 for them.
Now, Stalker's still behind, but they've done a good job of stemming the bleeding, and that they managed to hold that tower up there, I think, particularly impressive. There might be a hookshot, though, with... Nope, it's... Okay, it just came off the cooldown. Yep, there we go. We're hookshotting in, folks, and we're going to be seeing a skewer outwards. Also, the Nightmare actually cancelled on Pome because of that. Valix now taking a lot of damage. Has Brain Sap, may end up just going down here. Prius has Gadrox jumping in, not quite able to get it, but hookshot up again. Hello, Aghanim Scepter and Pone. He's now Fiend scripted overextension. This is a big kill for Stalk.
Just too many balls, I suppose. And this is going to prompt them to go for a smoke. They don't have Ravage just yet, it's still 50 seconds, and Mech is also 50 seconds. So, I don't think the numbers advantage is enough to warrant them trying to go for this, because Bane is like half HP after he brain saps. There's no Ravage. Suppose you have some damage from Zeus, but...
This is getting very similar, though, to how Stalk got back into that last game where they failed against an early push lineup. They just kind of tried to take these opportunities, get solo pickoffs. Unfortunately, it's really obvious the courier also may die. Goodbye, sweet prince.
That's so sloppy. Like, it's... Regardless, there wasn't anything big on it. It was just another smoke, which I don't think they'd be wanting to use anytime soon. But they had to push out lanes, and double smoking is just so risky. At least they have their ults coming up now though, so they can maybe look for a hold around the Roche. They use it to defend the tier 2 though. I'm kind of scared that Prius will just get Roche for free. This tier 2 is like, okay, it's nice and all, but Roche will secure them maybe a Rax, or possibly the game. Tier 2 is not that big a deal. It's not even the greatest point for you to fight in, because hooks into like 3 heroes there. There's a huge choke.
Oh yeah, he pushes one back, just helping to set up the push. The Nightmare does come out. They're trying to zap off the creep waves, but they can't do too much about the heroes. Physical damage coming out from Trixie, trying to get rid of some of these Chen creeps. There will be another hook shot up. Whether he goes for it, maybe can see a place to split the teams. Macropire down again. He might be able to lock someone in there. Boogie actually just standing in it, taking quite a bit of damage. Trixie trying to posture up as if he's ready to fight. ML Whisper can't go for the Omni Slash because there are too many creeps around. And this tower, it's in bad position. Oh, the hook shot in. Gets out. Boogie actually going again for the push away, but it secures them the tower. No deny. And Stark have to back on out.
Radiant's top tower is
They
under
can't back
attack.
out too much though because they should know like Roche is very much a possibility right now. And okay, the vision from Prius is good. Like this ward is gonna show them when any contest is close, and they can kind of back around and play how Stark want to initiate. But
Oh,
they're
there's
the
a
DPS are hitting it.
There is a hook shot always at the ready. It gets onto Nemphy, the big initiation tool, and the Omni Slash does go out onto Zenigata. They've killed off the Shaman, but there's still a lot of damage going around. Pwn kind of stuck in no man's land, but here comes Gadrox. Ravage and an RP stacked a little bit. Can ML Whisper do enough damage here? They've taken out the Clockwork. They need to find more. Trixie getting incredibly low. They're standing in the Macropire now. Trixie does fall. They've taken out 2. They need to find more. Gadrox, of course, fighting with an Aegis. They bring him down. Oh no, I think they just say Mastermind from some of the damage there. Doesn't matter. If this enables their escape, it's well worth it to only lose Valix. Another
They
somehow.
can go like right now though. The Rasta TPs mid or bottom and just like makes a beeline. Just run like this. Drop wards on their axe. I don't think Stark have a reply.
I would also like your opinion on Ursa's Aghanim Scepter.
I guess you can remove like RP and stuff with it, so it's good. Oh wait, is that not even the axe anymore?
No, it's
Less cooldown, right?
it's
That's the
just
big
less
thing.
cooldown, I think, is the only thing. That's why I was confused. I feel like it's
So
just
they changed it from it being like adding the
yeah, okay, we're gonna be seeing the zap come out from the Shadow Shaman. Mastermind now poking away. Oh, they've got a skewer back in onto 2. There's also already more in their base, though. The hookshot in joining his allies, and they're all standing in the mini Macropire. Trixie, no ult, Nemphy goes down. They do not have buybacks on either of those 2 heroes. This is going to be easily Arax. And suddenly Stark, they don't have protection in top. There's no tier 2 like last time. Hookshot onto Valix. Pwn doing a good amount of damage there. Valix taking some pure as well, and now going down to a bear. They've lost ranged Rax. Melee soon to follow. Well, can
they
Stark
can
do anything
maybe
here?
hold 2 lanes though. They can maybe hold 2 lanes.
But they call it. I think understanding
I
that
don't blame
Prius...
them at all.
Yeah. Prius going for that top one next, and a quick game from Prius. Stark not able to stand up to that early aggression.
And I think most of it is just them going for 2 early cores in the draft and then realizing they didn't want the Zeus as a core anymore, which I think just gives them. I think it did a good job of stemming the push for a while, but as the game went on, he really just became like a complete null factor. He cancelled a few TPs and got a few pickoffs, but they didn't get to use his vision advantage of the hero. They didn't get to use his overwhelming damage because he was like underleveled when the push actually came, and Hand of God mech just completely mitigated him. And I think Stark just pretty much shot themselves in the foot with how they drafted this. And it let Prius do what they wanted to do. But to not take anything away from them, I kind of discredited the Ursa. But they found their window, they played it well.
And he got the pickoffs he needed. He did huge amounts of single target damage, which took out a lot of the core heroes. I mean, the fact that they were able to blow up heroes like the Magnus before the team fight even starts, obviously a big win for Prius. Either way, folks, that's it for the coverage for today. Only one match, Prius taking it 2-0, which means they will continue forwards and are set to play up against Undecided, the winner between Bowden United and Empire, which will be coming up later this week. So we'll see you all next time, folks. I hope you have a good day. Maybe go outside, maybe don't. I'm Llama Down Under, joined by PQMZ. Any null feedback on the casting? Totally welcome. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook as Llama Down Under. PQ doesn't social media, but hit me up with his stuff. I'll see you all next time. Peace out, guys.